Welcome back, students. You've reviewed trig, but now you need to think about inverse trig. So inverse trig is about undoing sine, cosine, and tangent. So to undo sine, we had inverse sine. To undo cosine, we had inverse cosine. And to undo tangent, we have inverse tangent. So for example, in the triangle below, we want to find theta. Now we still are going to start by labeling all of our sides: opposite leg, adjacent leg, hypotenuse. So the first one here, this is the hypotenuse. It's across from the 90-degree angle. Across from theta is our opposite leg. And the last one is the adjacent leg. We know the opposite leg is 13. We know the adjacent leg is 6, and we want to find theta. So we have opposite and adjacent. That means tangent of theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Here's where we're going to use inverse tangent. We're going to do inverse tangent to both sides, because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other, to undo tangent. So what happens is inverse tangent and tangent undo each other, and we're left with theta is equal to inverse tangent of 13 over 6. Here, again, this is where you're going to use your calculator. Your phone is not very good at this, so please make sure you're using a real calculator. And you're going to go inverse or arctan, and then 13 divided by 6. Close your parentheses, hit enter, and we should get theta is equal to 65.2248594 degrees. And again, we're going to just use 3 decimal places. Don't round, and just leave it there. So that's inverse trig. We'll do another example. And then if you are feeling ready to move on to Desmos, you can go ahead and do that. Here's theta. Across from theta is your opposite leg. Across from your 90-degree angle is always the hypotenuse. And then next to theta's adjacent leg. We know that the opposite leg is 5. We know that the hypotenuse is 11. Opposite and hypotenuse tells us this is going to be sine of theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Just like we did with the last one, we want to undo sine. So we're going to use inverse sine on both sides. Because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And we have inverse sine and sine cancel out, so we're left with theta is equal to inverse sine of 5 over 11. Here's where you're going to plug into your calculator. Inverse sine, and then 5 divided by 11. Hit enter. You should get theta is equal to 27.035669 degrees. So this is a quick review about inverse trig. You would do the same thing for inverse cosine as well. Come back to Zoom if you have any questions.